Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 14 trades. I did a lot of trading today. Today's date is September the 28th and I'm using my new and fantastic trading system called Super Trader. And now before I get into these trades, I would like to inform you that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time, and that includes all my trigger systems. It took me 8 years and over 700 trading systems to learn that. To get that up to 80 or 90% success rate, you'll have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You will also have to learn trade management and money management. To be successful in trading, all you need is a lot of chart time, a lot of demo trading, and a lot of education. I provide the education. You must buy the education, and then you must do the homework, or you will fail at trading. I highly suggest putting in more than one trade at a time, as no one knows which pair will move the greatest number of pips. That is why I place 3 or more trades at a time. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more of these videos. If you leave your name and email address, I will put you on my email list for free weekly trading tips. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, and please keep that in mind because it is very important to your success in trading. So let's go through these trades, and this is a very good example of why you have to do more than one trade at a time. Because look at these first, 4 or 5 trades here. They're like just scalping. And even though it looks like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but as you can see, looks like today it's the pound pairs that paid out the biggest amount. Usually it's futures, but looks like today, that's why I do a lot of Forex and a lot of futures. There's 10 Forex pairs that I focus on and 7 of these future pairs. So, and I just never know which one is going to pay out. So I just trade them all, or most of them anyhow. And keep in mind, before I pull the trigger, I drill down the lights. That's what I call it, drilling down the lights from the higher time frames. And I teach in great detail exactly how to do that. And once I establish the fact of the trend from the higher time frames, simple, I just put an arrow in here because there's so many pairs here, I can't remember them all. And the system right at this point was suggesting to buy. But the higher time frames is saying it's going down, so this is just a pullback. That's all it is. I call this, price moving, just the flow of the market. And if you don't learn that, well, guess what? You're not going to master trading. So anyhow, let's see where I got in at. Now some of these pairs, as I said, were just scalping. This is the 30-year bonds. Got in here, did go against me. 14 pips, ended up with only 7. Not a big deal, as I was just looking at the totals. And of course, when I was super happy, as I was today, I closed them all out. Well, almost all at the same time, except for a couple here. I had to wait for it to give me some pips. But done by around 8:30 the latest, and in before 7 a.m. So 7 pips on this trade paid $300. Next one, Euro Ozzy. I'll have to move along a little bit quicker today, as this will end up being more than 20 minutes, so try to shorten it down. Euro Ozzy, I bought it, drilled down the lights, was telling me to buy. Oh, by the way, this qualified for a great way to trade. did go a little bit against me, just the way I love trading. I hate it when it goes 40, 50 pips against me. Only 12 pips, happy with that. And I was happy with 6 pips. And 6 pips on this trade paid $362. Remember, when I'm taking these trades, most of the trades, well, all of the trades, first of all, were going in the direction of the trend, and most of them, the system was also cooperating when I pulled the trigger. In other words, the blue line here and the blue boxes, and keep in mind that you'll get a pop-up alert. I personally don't bother with alerts, as I do not need it. It'll say down here, you know, like it's either down or up, which obviously means you're thinking about buying and or selling. Moving on to the next trade, Euro CAD system, everything drilling down the lights, everything screaming to buy. There's my up arrow. Drag and drop this in. Another one that went against me. Well, looks like 2 pips. I wasn't too worried about 2 pips. And of course, again, looks like 6 pips here. And those 6 pips on the EuroCAD trade paid $474. Remember, before you can get into, multiple standard lots, and there's other thing you can do is, instead of doing a bunch of trades, you can pick one, and once it's moving, a lot of pips, like the ones down at the bottom here, then you can add multiple positions. In other words, put 2, 3, 4, 5 positions in. So that'll be equal to doing, like 5 trades. So it's up to you. Plenty of ways to trade the markets. And remember, the more ways that you learn, the better you will be as a trader. So oil, sold it. Let's see where I got in at. Sold it right here at this point. Locked in. Did go 17 pips against me. Not a big deal. Looks like I ended up with 10 pips here. 9 or 10 pips. Looks like 9 pips. And 9 pips on the oil trade paid $900. Moving on to the Euro New Zealand. Bought it. As you can see by the arrow. That's where I bought it. Another one. Went very little against me. Just the way I love trading. 9 pips. And I ended up with 15. And 15 pips on the Euro New Zealand paid $973. Moving right along to futures, Nasdaq. Remember, this one pays the most money per pip, $20. So I'm going to blow this up a little bit more, go down to the 5 minutes. Okay, drilling down the lights, it said down, but as you can see, it didn't move a heck of a lot. But it doesn't have to move a lot for you to get paid. There it is right there. Cursor in, closing. I should have closed it out over here, but I was watching so many trades, I didn't quite see it in time. So it looks like 5 pips here. 5 pips. You ignore the last 2 digits. 5 pips on Nasdaq paid $1,060. Can you imagine if I would have closed it out over here? If you freak out trading the pound pairs, don't even think about doing futures, because you're going to freak out, 5 times more, and you'll get 5 times more gray hair, believe me. These futures, they just move. Pound yen, let's check out the next trade. By the way, I didn't mention it on all the trades, but most of them, I don't know how many, but most of them did qualify for a great way to trade. System, boxes, etc., etc. Everything screaming to sell, so guess what I did? Sold it. Went against me 3 pips, could have made a lot more. But as a general rule, when I'm happy, I just close out the trades and quit trading. There we go, 17 pips I got on the pound yen, and that paid out $1,436. Moving on to another pound pair. Pound, dollar. And as you can see, I forgot to mention it, there's a lot of things you have to learn. And I do teach everything that I'm talking about. I do teach in detail in the training videos. It's a bus driver. See? Less than 20%. If you're trading without a good meter, and not all meters are good, believe me, I had to go through 12 meters to get a good one. And this is the best one I came across. So there we go, bus driver. That's why my pound pairs are producing the pips. Another example of a great way to trade. Got in right here. This one didn't even go against me 1 pip. Locked in 15 pips. Could have got a lot more. But 15 pips paid $1,500. Moving on to gold. Love trading gold. We're selling. Qualified for a great way to trade. Let's blow this up a little bit. In other words, go to the 5 minutes. Got in at this cursor. Could have made a lot more, believe me. But again, happy with 15 pips. 15 pips on gold paid $1,530. Love trading with my super trader. Here's another futures pair, Russell. Let's go down to the 5 minutes. This one I bought, but just to let you know, when I was checking the higher time frames, it wasn't very powerful for going one direction or the other. I teach what to look for, and that is exactly why it didn't go up or down a lot. As my mentor told me 16 years ago, 15 or 16, he said you should be able to look at the higher time frames and know exactly what the 5, 15, and the 30 minutes are doing. And took me many, many years to figure that out. But now, I know. Did go against me. That's because the signals were mixed. Did not qualify for a great way to trade. And I ended up locking in. I knew I was going to get something. So I just had to hang around and wait for something. And that something looks like, where was that? I don't know, jumping around 17 pips. And on the Russell, those pips paid $1,700. Moving on to the last few pairs, pound CAD. Let's run a check on that. We're selling, everything's screaming. Didn't even go 1 pip against me. And could have made a lot more, just to let you know. Could have made 84 pips, but again, I was happy with 26 pips. And 26 pips on the pound CAD trade paid $1,976. Another perfect example of a great way to trade. Pound New Zealand. Here's another one. Looking pretty good. Let's see. Remember, higher time frames telling me to sell, even though rate at this point looks like it's going up. And this is where every trader, at least 95% of them in the world, are struggling. They are buying while the professional traders are selling. And bang, look at this. Do you see any blue? Well, you know, why buy when you see a lot of red? Doesn't make any sense. Didn't even, well, let's see. Went 3 pips against me. Love trading this way. Locking in 33 pips, and 33 pips on the pound New Zealand paid $2,298. We're getting there. It's a lot of trades, but we're getting there. Pound Ozzy. Pound Ozzy, another one. Let's higher time frames again. Saying to sell. Did qualify for a great way to trade. Very, very weak. But as it went on, got much stronger, qualifying for a great way to trade. Another one, bang, get into trade. 2 pips that went against me. Could have made a lot more, 92. But I was happy with 46. And keep in mind that if you're the type of trader who likes to grab a lot more pips, I have 2 excellent videos called How to Stay in the Trade for More Pips. And at that point, you can grab 90 pips. But how many pips do you really want a day? You know, this is well over 200 pips, so I'm happy with that. 46 pips on the pound Aussie paid out $3,337. Let's move right along to the last trade, finally. Pound Swiss, perfect example of a great way to trade. Everything screaming, sell. So guess what I did? Sold. Didn't even go 1 pip against me. Love it, love it, love it. Could have made over 70, but I was super happy with 35. And 35 pips on the pound Swiss paid $3,775. So another great day of trading. And today's trades, all of them, paid out a grand total of 252 pips. Told you it was over 200. And those 252 pips, I know some people call it on the future ticks, but what's the difference? Pips or ticks? All the same to me. Anyhow, 252 pips paid $21,624. So if your system is not producing fantastic results like my Super Trader, well, I suggest you get some more information on it. And to do so, all you got to do is look right below this video. My Super Trader system, I do charge $250 for it. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. If you don't learn this, you will fail. My Super Trader system has over 4 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now it comes with 5 MT4 templates, 12 custom indicators, and my favorite meter. And let's see now. I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. Now there's a lot of ways to trade, and I teach a lot of ways to trade. That's why there's 45 training videos. My number 1 way to trade is this one right here, a great way to trade. And don't forget, I don't show it because I've showed it a whole bunch of times, but if you don't already have it, if you pick up the Super Trader, this is a super bonus if you are serious about trading and you want to speed up your learning curve. There's a 50-minute video, how to backtest using the trading simulator. I give a lot of tips and tricks. In 1 weekend alone, you can do enough trades which will be the equivalent of 1 year's worth of trading. So, you know, year after year, you're going to get better as a trader. So can you imagine after 4 weeks, it'll be like 4 years. So how do you think I went from 40 pips or so a day to over 200 pips a day? This thing here, right here, is worth $250. And I'll show you how you can get it for free. What more could you ask for? Anyhow, we're running out of time, so put this on pause, read all these different ways here that I teach. Any questions? Simple, pick up the phone and call me. If you live too far, simple again, shoot me an email. And I really do prefer Skype. Simple, just click on this link. We'll have Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session, answer your questions, and show you any trigger system you want to see. They all produce the same results, but I do prefer, I have my own favorites. Like I do have about 5 of them that I really do like. So anyhow, if you click on this link, at that point you'll be able to see all of them. 35 of them, as a matter of fact. So it is definite time to wrap up this video. Basically 20 minutes, so it's not too bad. And by the way, the training video will probably be longer than that. When there are this many trades, it takes me longer to teach how to trade exactly this way. Anyhow, time to wrap up this video, and I'll repeat it one more time. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trade and trading day, good luck with your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.